Hi everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. We're going to continue on with a few more sneak peeks this week. I'm actually going to be out of town soon this weekend, then I'm back a week, and then I'm out of town another week. So I'm trying to cram all of the stuff that I want to show you with all of the stuff that I have to do. Mailing out the catalogs, getting my card club ready, and putting the finishing touches on the paper that I'm cutting for my July VIP projects. So, you know, all of the work is interrupting all of my chances to play and to show you the items that are in the mini catalog. So if you have purchased from me since April, any amount, you'll be getting one in the mail in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do them out in phases so I can keep stamping. I can't spend 2 whole days with just doing catalogs because you don't want to see stuff. So you will get one. If you don't have a demonstrator sending you a catalog, I'm happy to send you your first copy free. If you haven't purchased for a while, but you're interested in seeing it, email me and I'll send you the invoice. I charge $5, and then it is, if it's been a while, because we have to pay for these and I have to pay for the postage. So the $5 covers the postage. If you make a purchase within the first 2 weeks of getting the catalog, then you get your $5 back. I can just send that back to you. So lots of ways to get it. So much good stuff in here. So that is not in here. So let's do the stuff that's not in here first. This is my card club. So my card club is a subscription service. It's the least expensive way to stamp with me. It's $38 a month, and you get a packet full of usually a full spool of ribbon, a full thing of embellishments, a half a package of cardstock, and then the supplies to make 6 projects. This is our first one for August. If you go check this out, there's tons of perks of being in Card Club, but go watch this video and you can learn all about my Card Club. Then we'll come back to that one. So these are a couple of sneak peeks that I have done so far from the catalog. So this one is super fun. I love this card. I like to pull out a couple of stamp sets at the start that you might not have noticed on your first pull through. So this was that one. The next 2 you will notice because they're sweets, but this is just a standalone background stamp and then another little stamp. So if you missed that, you can go watch that. Then this one here is actually the first project for my class. Every time we have a new catalog come out, I do what I call a try it class. I don't even know how I came up with the name for that. I was trying to think of it. I guess it appealed to me at the time. It was pre-pandemic, and I was trying to use up stuff that I had bought for in-person classes that didn't happen. So I kind of made cards that didn't require stamping, but used a lot of product. And so then when the new catalog came out, I was like, well, we could do it not just use up, but at the start of the catalog. So I do try it classes with every catalog now. And then we make 10 to 12 projects. This time it's 10. There's 12 when there's a celebration catalog as well. But you can see on this is the Autumn Leaves Suite. So you have the folder, you have the papers, you have the ribbon, you have some of the dies. So we'll do 10 projects together, and then you get to try it. So at the end, not only have you seen all the new products, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, a lot of the consumables, then you have this left at the end. So this, you get a tutorial for all 10 projects, and you also get this PDF. So when you get this, you can keep it forever and go back, because about half of them are templates, about half of them are fun folds. It just kind of depends on how they go. But you hit this button here. I already have it open, so I have to wait for it to open. It takes you to the playlist for all of the projects that are included in a class. So this is a big one because that was an annual catalog. But it gives you the measurements and a picture and written instructions. But watch the videos, because I can say a lot more in words than I can typing it. That class registration's open through the end of September. You can get the packet. You can just get the videos and the PDF if you're overseas, and I can't sell you a packet, or if you want to buy all the stuff yourself. It's a large order because you're going to have to order all the papers, all the ribbons, all the embellishments, and a huge assortment of other things. But you can buy just the videos and the PDF if you're in the US. Or all of my team members have the chance to get it for free. So join my team and then you get your packet at no cost. Here is a card that I did a couple of weeks ago, and it used this new die, and there's 2 of them in the set. So you can go watch this to see how I did this patchwork piece. Here's the other one. This is not how the card started. My card started with this big piece here, which is too big. This is, I can't pick it up. Well, I can. I don't want to knock everything that it has laid over it. This would have been a panel for my card. And I wanted to use this, and I wanted to use the stamps that we're going to use. But I also wanted to show you more of the paper. I may use this in Try It class because it's a great way to get several pieces of paper on the front of one card. So after I used it, I thought, The only thing is, it's kind of hard to divide these up into packets. So this is the other die. So if you caught this video, you're getting die number 2. It's in the annual catalog. Then let's look at the stuff that we're going to use. We're going to use the Oh Holy Night suite, parts of it. It's a giant suite. When you get your catalog, or if you're on my email list in the next couple of days, I will send you my fall class schedule. And that will tell you what I plan to use for club, what I plan to use for online classes. So you can kind of base your purchases from it, because some of the classes are free when you buy a full suite, and I think this will be one of them. So this is the Oh Holy Night suite. It has 2 stamp sets. I'm just using this, and I'm not using the dies, but I did want to show you the dies because they're super fun, and you can see how this will make a really good class. So this class will probably take place in September, so stay tuned for details on that. It will be free if you purchase the whole suite. So I'm going to use that. And then there is paper. There's 2 papers. There's 2 stamp sets, 2 die sets, and 2 papers. So the one paper is just regular designer series paper. And then there's this one. It is called Shining Brightly. So there are 3 patterns, I think. Yeah, there's 3 patterns. So stars, leaves, and this foily look. And then they all come in the vanilla and the blue. So you get this one also in blue, this one also in vanilla, and this one also in blue. So you get 3 designs in one of each of the colors. So what I did was, this was too big. I didn't want to waste the paper. So I cut my paper just a little bit bigger, and I used 2 of the sheets of this, one in the vanilla, one in the blue. And then I also used a sheet of the bedazzling gold paper. My daughter's using the blush piece for her wedding invitations. So anytime I can come up with something to use the bright gold, that's a good thing for us, because we're going to have a bunch of that left probably. It also comes with an embossing folder. I did not use this on the first one, but because this cuts 3 things, because I used 3 pieces of paper, I'm going to put one together on this star. I wasn't quite sure that it would show enough, so we'll see. I'll test it for you so you don't have to test it yourself. But I did use this one. It's the same one I used on the autumn leaves the other day. And it's kind of a distressed foil pattern. I thought it matched the paper really well. So this card goes together super easy. It would be really, really easy, especially if your husband likes to help make cards, or your kids like to help make them, but you don't really trust them, because there's parts of this they could do. They can run it through the die, and then they can assemble this. So let's get going on this. I'm going to lay this here. I'm actually going to lay it with your smallest piece. So this is just a little trick. So here is about centered on the card. So I'm going to have, maybe we'll do both of them at the same time. I have already done them, so they go every other color. So here's the star. Look how beautiful it is, the embossing folder. I'm just afraid that it's going to cover up a lot, and we're not going to see many stars. So we'll figure it out. We'll see if we like it. So we'll do that one here and that one there. And I want to mix them up. So when you lay this on here, you can see that piece right there. That's our top. It's actually the bottom of the card if I do it the same way that I did it before. I would probably use glue, because then you can pick it up and move these. But because the video is easier to have it be dry right away, I'm going to use my seal. Don't use Seal Plus because it won't move. And you need to get adhesive right to the very tips, so your tips don't stick up like that. But before you press it down, put this back on here, and that's pretty good. So that is our starting base. Now you can build the puzzle off of that one. So let's do the same thing over here. Don't remember which one I used. So now for this one, we have the gold. So this part right here, if your kids are helping you, you put this first one on. And then they can puzzle it after that if they're old enough. You don't want little kids to do this. Or your husband can do it. My husband would be much more precise at this than I am. So that's on there. That's straight. That one's good. Now we'll just work our way down both cards. It goes together really well. And just, if you're using glue, just make sure it doesn't ooze out. But you do need to get tip to tip. The fun thing about this one is it kind of changes direction. Like the first time you do it, it really does help to have this laying here, the die, so you can see what it's supposed to do, because it makes it a whole lot easier to do a puzzle when you have the answer right next to you, right? So I'll just keep adding these, and then I'll do a fast forward so you can see it happen, but I'll have to keep chatting with you. It'll just be finished. Okay, we're almost finished. It doesn't take long at all, and it's actually kind of fun. I like the color, but who knew that I like to put these little puzzle pieces together? And hopefully you saw kind of like how they switch around, because if you lay them all long ways on the table, when you go to put it together, you have to like make these go up another direction. So you do lose some of the stars. But I tried to put it in the folder so there would be these around the edges. This one's a tad bit crooked. So we're going to finish this one, but that's how they work, and that's, I'll show you at the end, the third one. So you end up with 3 of the cards that are the same, but different. So let's go finish this one off. It's a little bit to this side. I could have smushed it over, but I'm not a perfectionist. These are handmade cards. And this is Night of Navy, but I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel because I want my sentiment to pop. So using a brighter color that's in the same family is a good way to do that. You could do it in gold. I was afraid the gold embossing powder might get lost because there's a lot of gold on here. The sentiments in this stamp set are really good. I'm just going to stamp with my Blueberry Bushel on this vellum. Now, I get asked this a lot when people, especially if they just watch the Instagram fast forward videos that I do. When you're working with vellum, you can just let it dry. It is raining out here today. So it would take it a while for it to dry. So I'm just going to heat emboss it. You have a long time for you could stamp a bunch of these, just don't smear them, and then heat emboss them. So I have my clear powder, but you can do it with any classic pad that's just dye based, as long as you're working on vellum. Because it stays, you can see that I talked for a second and it's still plenty wet to hold that. And then just need to heat set it. Yep. Super fast. You could do the whole entire sheet of vellum and then just cut them apart. So I want this to be the star of the show, right? Because this is beautiful. So you don't want to cover this up with even a tag. That's why I went with vellum, because we'll be able to see it through. But there's no reason that this needs to be any bigger than what the words are. So the other question I get asked all the time is, where did I get this? It was a sign-up special several years ago. And if you're a demonstrator and they have a sign-up special, they always let active demonstrators purchase one. So we don't sell it. It's been a long time since it's been sold, but it's perfect to have on the table. And it's perfect for just chopping these little things and getting a straight line. I'm not opposed to using my snips, but this is more a larger one, and I didn't want it to be crooked on this beautiful card. So just put it in here, just trim it right along the edge of that. So now we have this, and our card can still, the background's still going to show nicely. Now look at this ribbon that's also part of this suite. It is fabulous. I'm trying to get my daughter to think that she might like this. It is navy, but we held it against a bunch of black. I moved the black cardstock. We worked on designing her invitations over the weekend. So you can see when it's on black, it changes to black. So if it's on, well here, we'll do it this way. When it's on the navy, it's navy, right? But when you put it on the black, as long as it's flat on there, it looks black. Because their wedding is black and gold. So it would be perfect. And it's beautiful. It's stunningly shiny. So it's a one-sided ribbon. So you need to make sure I cut myself. I was using a mandolin and I went too close to the zucchini. I have a whole bunch of cuts on my finger. So it might look like something stuck. I haven't pulled off all the skin because it bleeds when I do that. The dangers of a summer garden, right? So it's a one-sided ribbon. You need to be careful when you tie your bow that the front side goes through. So loop it over. Probably needs a little bit more this way. When you're gonna try it, you will get this ribbon. You get all the ribbons, so you get to play with them, add them to a project, and then decide which ones you like the best. I know some people do product shares where you get a whole bunch of everything, but then a lot of times you have stuff left that you didn't love and you probably wouldn't have purchased. And it just accumulates over time, all those little bits of everything that don't have a way to be used. So you can see this has the flip side. So I'm just going to take this now and flip it around. So with the Try It class, that was part of the reason I did it that way. So you get to try everything, but at the end, you have 10 projects and no stuff, and then you can buy your favorites. So now we have it, both sides have glitter up, because if you don't pay attention when you do this, one of your sides will just be the back side of glitter, which the back side of glitter isn't as pretty as the front side. So just turn that, and we need it to be, so we'll go over our card. Now, it was a little bit tricky on this because there's not a whole lot of places to adhere it. And I also every card you might kind of arrange differently because you want a lot of the printed paper to show. This paper here will show through as long as everybody will know that it's like that. So you can do it like this. On my other one, I've got it flipped this way. So let's see. See, this way you get more of whole sheets of paper and it's kind of going through the middle of those two big ones, which you still get that. So we're going to put it on this way. I'm going to put an embellishment right here. I have blue ink on me. And then I'm going to put the ribbon across the top. So that's where I'm going to put my adhesive. Just a little bit right there. And then all the way across that top. So when I lay it on here, that's plenty to hold it on here. Have that. And then lay that. Now let's put our ribbon on. And again, I'm going to try to get a little bit just over the top of that vellum. And this is a nice wide ribbon, so that doesn't matter that it's wide there. Make my bow a little bit smaller. Just lay this on here. And then you'll see this side has the glitter. This side has, you can still see a little bit of it through, but it's the back and the ribbon's covering up all the glitter. So just lay it on that direction. Same with over here. Flip this over. Now, if you're making several Christmas cards and you want them all to be the same, run through all your dies, do all of your folders, do all of your embossing, tie all of your bows, like do it all. Don't do each card individually because it's so much faster. And demonstrators know because we do so many swaps that I thought about doing this for my backstage swap that's coming up. I don't know. I might not do any swaps. I got a lot of stuff I want to get done, and I feel like showing you guys the stuff might take precedence over making swaps. But I did consider this one. So I would do it just like that, and it's so much faster to get it all the stages of all the cards done at one time. So put this on here. My ribbon's about right here. I want to make sure that it grabs it, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra. Is that not gorgeous? And remember, it's a little bit crooked. Nobody's even going to notice, right? It's just a squish too much that way. So if I do these for swaps, when I put this on, I will get a template and I will cut this out. So I have a square out of scrap paper. I'll just show you how I would do that. So cut this, this wouldn't be my scrap, but cut this out. So you just have this piece here, which is a frame. And then you can lay it on your exactly sized piece of cardstock. And if this is the frame, then you can start just building it together and then lift the frame up. I should have done that for you on this because it's a very helpful little tip. if we do this project and try it class, I will do it in that video. So these are the embellishments that come with the sweet adhesive back star trinkets. I'm just going to do one. I thought about doing 3, but then I thought there's so much gold going on this card, it doesn't really need it. I was going to do 1 big one and 2 of the little ones. But remember, we put that adhesive right there, so there's a little bit of see-through, and now you never notice it. So here's this one with this gold. Here's this one that's a little bit crooked, but it's seal, so I would pick this one up and just move it and then adjust them all. And then here is my other one. So they're all going to be a little bit different, but I don't know if you even laid them all there, if anybody could notice exactly what the difference is, because the paper's so striking. It's beautiful. So if you want to register for my Try It class, or if you want to join my team and get it for free, all the information is in my email. So you can go to my website and join my email list, or you can find it all on there too. But in my email, I like to send things condensed. And every time I put out a new tutorial, well, I won't say every time, 90% of the time, 92% of the time, if I add a new public tutorial on my channel, you get an email letting you know it's there. Everybody have a great day, and I'll catch you back here later this week. Bye.